family, and welcome to it. Oh wow. Okay, I just realized that my mic is working when I go on YouTube Live, and so I'm going to be discussing something very sensitive to me, and this is in regards to like church and spirituality and God. I hope I can get like the perfect lighting for this because I'm pretty sure you are going to enjoy this video. Now, um, I want to discuss something here, and it's related to you know like my spirituality and spiritualism. Now, for starters, I might as well name this video "We Left Church, Not God." Hear me out. I've grown in a Christian home. I've been taught in the right way, like I've been taught how to do the right thing, follow the commandments of God, um, be kind, be obedient, like all the 10 commandments. I've been told to like respect them, and I've always like been on the front line of pioneering for these values. Now, um, as I had like discussed in most of my videos on this channel, for starters, I said that in one of the videos that I ever did, I said that there was a time that I had been questioning God, and I had been questioning His existence, and like surprisingly to me, it just like never made sense why things were not going my way. And I can clearly tell you that when I did this, let me just adjust my lighting a little. Oh my God, is it a chore going live on YouTube? Oh, just a moment. These are such like some of the bloopers that you never get to see when I do like a video and then I upload it when it's edited. So these are some of the bloopers like behind the scenes. So I'm just going to give like a backstory. Um, some few years ago, about 6 years ago, there was a conflict between God and I found myself in a position where I was actually like questioning the existence of God, and I found myself wanting to know, does God really exist, or is it just like in my imagination, and is it like is religion entirely based off of my my thinking as a human being? Is it just based off of emotion? That's exactly what I found myself thinking. Oh, hi Akash Kumar, hi, and hello, hi, how are you? Wish you happy new year. Wish you happy new year too. Hi Gracie, how are you? And so I found myself in a situation where I thought to myself, is religion or are things that I believe in, especially when it comes to Christianity and religion in general, based off of emotions? Is this something that I know that it actually exists, or is this something that I've been forced to believe that is there, and in the actual sense, it's not there? So I got to a point where I made a personal decision. I was going through something in my life, and I realized that I had like the God that I had been praying to, I needed like some answers from him. And I found myself in a situation where I just wanted some answers from him. And that's the point where I got into prayers, I got into fasting, I did all these things that the Bible advises you to do, but I did not get results. And it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, I ended up like losing faith in God. I ended up like being so frustrated with with this deity, with this supernatural human being that I thought would solve all my problems. Now, this was like some years back, and as years went by, I did not want to hear anything about God. All I wanted to do was just live my own life. And if I'd meet anyone in the streets or just basically anywhere, I'd not even like want to hear anything from them. Whatever it is that they were saying about religion, I did not want to hear it. And so as years went by, I found myself in a situation where I was even like questioning God, and I was simply even like asking him, do you even exist? Or is this just like a myth? Is this just like a story that we have to read? Do you even like work miracles? Is it even true that you have a son that died for my sins and stuff like that? Now, later on, as years went by, I just because of personal because of a personal decision, I found myself back in church, and this time around I was looking for like a church that is properly structured, and you can bet I went to one of those churches that have like a firm foundation, and I was so happy that I had found something similar to like what I was looking for, and I was so grateful to God for everything. But let me tell you, here's the gist now. I went to this I went to this church, and I was so impressed by the structure, like how they pray, how the word of God is read and things like that. But then something happened. You see, like after church, after the church meeting, after the service and things like that, like the new members are always like advised to like go and meet with like I don't know, like a church elder and things like that. So I went to this church elder, and the funniest thing happened. So when I went to meet this church elder that would like literally show me like around the church, and then let me know what was happening, if there was something that I needed to like sign up for. When I went to meet this person, they told me that they were doing like an online marketing kind of thing, and I was very impressed. And so I decided, let me just go ahead and maybe like ask more. And at the end of the day, I gave him my details, I gave him my phone number, I gave him my name, and my location, I guess. Yeah, I obviously had to like tell him where I lived so I could be allocated like a member of the church that was actually nearest to me. And so um just this is a very funny story, and the reason I'm telling this story is because I need you to understand something about just how the manipulation in church works. And so I went on about my business, and as we finished the meeting, I went home. And when I went home, guess guess the first thing that I spotted. So on that day, I had not carried my phone to church. I'm this kind of a person that will not carry my cell phone to church simply because I have respect for it. And if I need to carry my phone to church, is because I need to like make the payment for like maybe like the offering using my M-Pesa. And so on that day, I had not taken my phone with me to church. And so when I got home, uh, guess what? So I turned off on my data, and the first thing I see is an online, what is it called? Is like an online advertising or online marketing message from a strange number. Okay, tell me one thing. From this church elder, we just talked about how he does like online marketing, and then when I get home, I find like a similar message from a way different number. Is that coincidence or what? Let me tell you what happened. So I checked out the message, and from the look of things, it wasn't like a number from my country, and I realized that like from just reading through the message, I realized that it was a scam. And so I got to thinking, okay, is it really a coincidence that this church elder has just talked to me about online marketing? And then when I get home, I get a similar message and from the same company that he had mentioned. Now, as if that was not like a red flag at all, I went ahead and he had like sent me a text message. So I replied to it and I told him, yeah, this is GladysNyambura and yes, this is my location. And yeah, I'm very much interested in joining the church and stuff like that. Tell me why this old wrinkled man has the guts to tell me that, wait, for starters, I just went to church. Like it's just like introductions have been made, not to anyone else, but just him. Tell me why this old man has the guts to ask me, "Are you married?" And then he's like, "If you're not married, I can fix you up with someone." Are you seeing the red flags already? And as if that was an orange flag for me, I actually went ahead and told him that actually I wasn't married. And I told him that I also like informed him that that would be like a great idea. Like you linking me up with someone would be like such a great idea. So I can't even comprehend why I actually told him such a thing. And then like as years went by, not years, as days went by, I would find some strange messages like some good morning texts, and then with some love heart emojis, and I could not like understand why. Up until one day, he called me to like his office, and he was like, "Hi, how are you?" Okay, to just make things clear, this is like someone who's in his 60s. Not that I'm against people who are like way older, but this is someone who was actually in his 60s but married. I'm not against relationships where a lady is younger and a man is way older. I'm not against that. I'm not against like an age bracket of like I don't know, 30, 40. As long as it works for you, it works for you. Now, tell me why this man is married and he has like children, yet he wants to get into my pants. Yet I'm just like a new church member. This is why it all gets crazy. And I could not even like look at this man in the eye. So, as if all these things are not like red flags to me, he goes ahead and tells me, why don't you come by the office, now the church office, on Wednesday so we can meet up and maybe you can talk about Bible study shit. Now there was this Bible study thing that we were doing and I was like also part of it, and so I found it a bit strange since I wasn't like we were like about 20 people doing the Bible study thing, yet he just wanted me to show up. And that was cringe as I was just about to curse, but I can't. Now that was so cringe. But then I told him, okay, let me see if I might as well get time, and then I come. And then the next thing he asks me is, by the way, what do you do for work? And that made me so uncomfortable. And also he went like, okay, how much as well? How much do you make per month? And that was also uncomfortable for me to answer. And so the next thing that he asked me is to like he told me to take one of those, you see, like this tithe um bahashas, like envelopes that you take. So he told me to like take one of them, and I did. And then he was like, okay, in the like on one of the envelopes it was written like you indicate like an amount of money that you're willing to like pay as tithe. And I knew that if tithe is normally like 10% of your earnings, right? It could be you're paying 10% every single month, or you're paying 10% cumulatively at the end of the year. And so I thought to myself, if I indicate my 10%, he's definitely going to know how much I make. And so he's just like way much interested in knowing how much money I was making and how much money I'd be giving to the church. And so I did not fall for that, of course. And so he told me, why don't you come to like the church office on Saturday, no, on Wednesday, and maybe we can like discuss the Bible, study stuff. And I found that to be very sus. But then, who am I? I literally went. Like, I'm actually to blame for my own shortcomings at times. No pun intended, of course. So I went to the church office. It was on a Wednesday, and okay, he was just like seated in the office. And then, well, for starters, I did not pop at his office first. I went to another office where I was supposed to like pick a Bible. And when the guy saw me, let me read. Give me some money, some money, some money, some money. Hi, PS. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I don't have money at the moment, but I hope your ear is full of money. And so when I went to like way before I popped into his office, I went to like a different office because I was supposed to apparently pick a Bible from there. And so when the guy saw me and I told him that this person had sent me to like come and pick a Bible from you, he wasn't so impressed. If anything, he chuckled and then he gave me a smirk. As if that wasn't like a red flag from me already. I even like feel sorry for myself, like even like giving this story. So as if that wasn't like a red flag for me already, I went ahead and went to his office. And so he sat me down and he was like, all I wanted was like for us to like discuss the Bible study. And he was like, how far have you read? And and then immediately after that, it's like he wanted to like know more about me. And I'm like, okay, you are a church elder and you want to know more about me. Isn't that like suspicious? Like you want to get to know me better, like in a very suggestive manner. And I was so uncomfortable. And I told him that actually I was very much interested in like forming my relationship with God more than having a chat with you. And so he got angry, and I told him actually I came to church because like from the moment I stepped foot on this church was because I wanted to know more about God. But then he was like, okay, he actually like stretched his hand like through the table and not through but across the table and reaching out for mine. And that got so uncomfortable. I had to like tell him off. I told him that I was not comfortable with him like holding my hand. For starters, we're in a church setting. How do you even get the guts to hold like someone who's desperate, like in seeking God? How do you even take advantage of someone who is desperate to seek God? How do you even do that? And so I told him, you know what? I'm very much interested in joining this church, but I cannot do the things that you want me to do. And he was actually very offended, and he went like, I wasn't even trying to do anything, you're getting ahead of yourself, what are you even trying to say, what are you saying? And I went like, okay, maybe that was some sort of mixed signal, because you are reaching out for my hand. I thought that was a very suggestive gesture coming from someone like you. Yet, I only came here to do the things that you requested. And he went ahead and was like, okay, I'm sorry about that. It won't happen again. Hi, Alado. Hi, friends. Hi. And I went like, okay, he went like, it won't happen again, and blah, 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 blah. Now, that's not even the crazy part. Have you heard of people complaining about how the church extorts people of their money? So, this is on a Wednesday, right? On a Sunday, I decided, you know what? Let me just let bygones be bygones. So I forgave him for his, I don't know, mischievous behavior. So I went to the same church that Sunday, and guess what? Now, I'm used to this structure in a church where there's only one single time when people rise to go and give off their offering, and at the same time, if you have your tithe, you drop it in the offering basket. Now, tell me why. I'm not to blame here. Tell me why on this specific day. This is not like my second Sunday in that specific church. Tell me why on this specific Sunday. Well, like after, for starters, the praise and worship was like hurried. And by hurried, I mean like it's like it was literally cut off. It was as if people were like in a hurry to go somewhere. Hi Alado, how are you, my friend? I'm doing great. How are you? It's as if people were being like told, just get done with, so we can get to like the chapter of offering and things like that. Tell me why the offering session and the tithe session took longer than the preaching session. Because the church is so big, for starters, to an extent, we rose more than twice. The first time I remember, like how you go to a church and then you're prepared to like give your offering. So, like on that specific day, my offering was 1,000 Kenya shillings, which is roughly like $10, assuming the conversion rate is 1 to 100. So I gave like like 1,000 Kenya shillings, which is like $10, and so I thought that was it. Guess what? That was just the beginning of it. No, I've just like gave my offering, and then all of a sudden, when I'm seated, I see people rising again with their envelopes to go and drop it in the offering baskets. And at this time, I'm very much confused because it's as if I didn't get the memo. What's going on? And then after these people with envelopes comes other people that, I don't know, they're also like giving their money. And I'm like, okay, I didn't get the memo. Like, what's all this money that we are offering? Like, what's all this money that we are giving out? What is it for? I'm not one to complain, but I was very much confused about that because in a church setting, I expect you only rise once when you're giving money or the offering or what is this called? The tithe. But on this specific day, there were like 5 sessions of people standing up and giving the money. And I was very much confused. To an extent, I went to ask the elder person, like the elder that was sort of like coaching me and teaching me like the ways of God and things like that. I went and asked him, okay, what's all this that's going on? And he was like, the more you stick around, the more you'll know. Do you know, to some point, I actually thought the people who were actually standing were props. Because I mean, like, how many times do I have to like give the tithe and the offering? And then it's unfortunate how the preachings emphasize on giving rather than the basis of faith and things like that. Like the church basically teaches about giving more than what they're actually supposed to teach. And I'm not one to like oppose like the church or anything, but it's unfortunate how from the beginning I knew that giving was godly, but I ended up thinking that okay, the reason that I give offering and the reason that I give tithe is because someone is rendering me a service. It's just unfortunate because from when I was younger, I knew that offerings and tithes were biblical. But later on, I just came to realize that, no, not even realize, it just dawned to me that all these things, that all the money that I give to the church are as a result of someone rendering a service to me, and it's as if I'm paying them. Well, did that make me happy? I wouldn't even call it happy or sad, but at the end of the day, it's as if my mind had opened up a little. And that's when I knew that the church, hospitals, or basically all these things that you see are like acting in the name of like helping out people are simply businesses. And to date, I still go to church, but with the mindset that I'm giving my offering or my tithe simply because someone is rendering me a service. It's like I'm paying for their time. And that's why most of the times you find that most churches have like three services, like the morning service, the English service, and the Swahili service, or like any other languages that they use on that, because they need to collect this money because it's a service they are rendering. Unfortunately, like at the end of the day, it's as if like the church is supposed to like comfort you, it's like supposed to give you hope, it's supposed to like make you believe, it's supposed to make you like feel like you're a better person. But at the end of the day, it's as if the main emphasis is on giving, and that's just something that personally I cannot stand. And that's why I chose to leave the church, but not God. Do I still pray in my own house? Of course I do. I pray in my own house. I worship in my own house. I do not criticize anyone that goes to church. But if at any point in life, like the leaders who are like running these churches ever like decide to like sort of change or like um put better measures in place, I might as well go back to church. But as of now, I am a firm believer. I believe in God. I believe in everything. It's just that I do not believe in all these doctrines being taught. And this is not to like and discourage anyone, but if you do go to like your religious house, or like what is it called? Church, mosque, temple, whatever it is that you call it, I do not discourage you from going. In if anything, religion and spirituality is very personal, and so I would encourage you to continue doing that. And especially in this year 2025, purpose to find yourself, purpose to be a better person, purpose to um smile more, be kind, be generous, be amazing in all manner of ways. Now, I'm so happy to be your host. My name is GladysNyambura of Gladys Unscripted, and Are You Unscripted? I would so much love to see you as a subscriber on my channel. Do make sure that you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, night, depending on the time that you are going to watch this video at. And keep in mind that it's the year 2025. I would love to have you on board. When you watch stuff on my YouTube channel, it's going to change your life completely, and I will be there when this happens to you. So make sure that you have a lovely year, enjoy every moment, smile even more, love yourself more, whatever it is that you need growth in, focus on that. Be more joyful, embrace every moment in your life, and be a better person. Love your family, love yourself even more. Surround yourself with the right mindset, positive mindset, the positive mind, and everything in between. No bad vibes, only good vibes over here. And I couldn't be happier having you around. This is your girl, beautiful girl, GladysNyambura of Unscripted. For starters, are you unscripted? Make sure that you check out My phone number, reach out to me anytime that you need me. You need to communicate, you need to say hi, reach out to me. Bye.